Bore da, sy'n tweety tin iawn. That is good morning. How are you? Are you alright? Or words to that effect, of course. But quite breezy. It's going to be a bit of a gale or something heading our way, North Wales, later on today and overnight. Anyway, out and about. Another being a carer vlog. I do these quite often. And the signs. I've sussed out the mystery of the signs. It's the kids kicking them. So yeah, I'm just off to Cairns. I'm not going to the Shell garage. It's a blackbird to say hello, but yeah, it is a bit breezy. So yeah, first things first, I'm off to Cairns, get the paper and the TV magazine because they don't have them in the, well, I say the Shell, it's Texaco now, it's been changed over. But yeah, I'll get that. And then I'll just have a quick cuppa, and I think I'll walk up to the chemist. It's get the prescription, phone up the doctor, and it goes direct to the chemist, to Roland's. I do it too. So yes, another prescription come round again, isn't it? These months, every month I go for a prescription. There's various stuff I do as a carer. I've been doing this now for many years. I've lost count now. It's pretty quiet today too. To get across here, there's a van come in, but yeah, I've been doing this for quite some time. There's a car here now. And this is one of my places. I have talked about it before, but it's an antique shop now. There's different DIY supplies, and this is where I used to cut most of the glass. It used to be a glass cutter. And there, and that place there, behind that shutter, there wasn't shutters when I was running it. I was running the, and I did 1, 2, 3 Blackthorn Building Supplies, Dyffryn DIY, or Dyffryn Builders Merchants on the top, the industrial estate, and this place, Dyffryn DIY Supplies, and that's where I used to cut the glass. I was self-taught. Anyway, enough of my natter. Cairns is just across here, just there. So I'll get the paper and the TV mag, get back, have a cup of tea, and then I think I'll walk up and have another bit of a natter. This is what I do every now and again. As I say, being a carer, I've got various things that I do, and when I just sort of do things like this, I do a little vlog video. So I'll see you in a minute. So yeah, that's the papur, paperboard. It's a lovely morning. It's a bit breezy, so I don't know, there's some sort of yellow weather warning coming across for us. We get across here. Pretty quiet today, these roads. So yeah, that's the paper. And as I say, get the prescription, phone up the doctors, middle lane surgery, and then it goes direct. I don't know if I might drive up actually, give the car a run, or I might walk. If I walk, there's more excuse for a natter, isn't it? So yeah, that's the one of the builders merchants or DIY. I used to cut glass. So really enjoy. No sort of two jobs are the same. Cutting glass, people used to bring in their own glass, and old glass does not behave like fresh glass. And they used to say, oh yeah, bring a piece of glass in. They say, can it just cut 2 inches off the edge? And I'd say, well, I'll give it a go. I used to warn them. I say, old glass doesn't cut like new glass, and it like builds up a tension because glass is like constantly sort of moving, and you know, so you put the score on it and then you go to tap it to break the score line, it'll literally explode. And that's what a lot of the pieces used to do. When I used to warn people, I always used to oblige. I'd say, yeah, I'll give it a go, you know, I'll definitely, and then I'll cut, you know, a fresh piece for them. Anyway, get a cup of tea and then I'll go up to the chemist's. Beautiful morning. Okay, so I'm out and about, had a nice cup of tea. Seems pretty quiet today. I decided to walk. Save taking the car, gives me a chance to have a natter. And you have to bear with me with this camera. I'm just using my little compact Nikon, so the quality might not be that good. And this Konamichi, this has been here quite a few years. It's Italian, I think it is, restaurant and bar. They do bed and breakfast. Didn't know they did that. It was Konamichi, Italian bar and kitchen, it says on it. That was originally Alla Voglia Farm. There was a farm there, farm buildings and farm land and stuff called Alla Voglia. So I remember the farmhouse. I remember it was stood empty. And then when they started knocking it down, all the rats came out from all the old outbuildings and stuff. So yeah, that's the old Alla Voglia Farm, or what was the Alla Voglia Farm. Anyway, heading into Townsend. A few yards from Konamichi I've just been talking about, and someone's just pulled up in a van, and look who it is.
Hello.
Say hello.
I look out for Graham every single month. I do work here every month. I've never seen him yet, and I always say on his videos,
always
I'll see you one day. And there he is.
Always the same, isn't it? Always the same. Anyway, come in to meet you lot. So that's a nice surprise. I didn't see him. I've seen this van pulling up, and Spencer got out. Way. So yeah, one of the a YouTuber that I follow. He follows me, subscribe and that. Does a lot of walking videos, and he was telling me he's going down around the Lake District and 110 miles or something. It's going to go, around the. Going to take about a week, I think he said. So yeah, so cheers, Spencer. It's nice to meet you, lot. Nice to meet you. He said he's been looking out for me. They seek him here, they seek him there. So onwards, I'll go to when I arrive at Townsend, I'll show you the Abbey, what used to be the Abbey filling station, and I'll show you the Abbey itself, which is haunted. And I might not have mentioned that, but anyway, I'll show you that now. There's the Masons. Spent many a pint in that place. It's doing the roof on it too. Re-roofing the Masons' Arms. Yeah, I'll show you the Abbey. What was the Abbey filling station? It's a takeaway now, and I'll show you the old Abbey itself. Yeah, so like I say, you have to bear with me with this camera. It's only a little small compact camera. But behind me there, that's part of Townsend Supplies, Builders Merchant. But that used to be Burgess, like a general DIY and ironmongery and all that. But that there is Townsend Takeaway. That was Abbey Filling Station, that was called. All they used to sell was petrol, and it's got the original roof. I remember the original roof, and they had the pumps here. That was it's kebab. I tell you what, they do some nice hot wings there, but there's no sign. It used to have like the sign saying to the Abbey, but anyway, down here it's the old Abbey. I'll show you the old Abbey. Dates back to God knows when, going back hundreds of years anyway, and it's haunted. But it's bound to be haunted, isn't it? All these places I visit in Denby, they're all haunted. So anyway, I'll show you. I'll I'll switch this off and get a bit nearer, and then save wasting natter time. Yeah, so this is the Abbey, the old Abbey. Oh yeah, right. And yeah, there's a well here. There's a well, and it's the famous story. There's supposed to be a tunnel leading from here up to the castle, and it's got two access points. One in the Memorial Garden, Evan Pierce Memorial Garden, which I'll show you a bit later. And then the Bull Hotel. There's an actual well in the Bull Hotel, but it's not the Bull Hotel now. It's the anyway, that's the and then it arrives at the castle. But that's the well there. It's locked up for some reason. I don't know why. But there's the well. I've covered this in a few stories, but that well there If you drop a stone, it's a tick 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 tick. There's a few seconds though, it's quite deep. Anyway, that's the abbey itself. Yeah, so leading from there, there's a tunnel, or supposed to be a tunnel, and it goes all the way up to the castle. And it's I'll show you one of the access. There's two access points, and one is the Evan Pierce Memorial Garden. Supposedly, whether it exists, no one knows, but it's a good story, isn't it? But yeah, the old Denby Friary, or Abbey, or whatever you want to call it, because that was the Abbey filling station, and it's proper term, I suppose, is a friary, but I suppose they call it an abbey as well, don't you? I presume, because it's the Abbey filling station, but it's Denby Friary. Yeah, you can look it up. And so yeah, I'll show you when I get. It's about halfway, well, third of the way up Vale Street. It's the Memorial Gardens, where one of the access points is, and I'll show you that in a minute. So yeah, it's the Abbey, and it's haunted, just in case I never mentioned it. So this is about a third of the way up Vale Street, and on the left is the Evan Pierce Memorial Garden. This is one of the access points, whether it's open or not. It's open and closes. There's the statue of Evan Pierce himself, and the access point to this tunnel is supposed to be in this corner here. It's supposed to be there somewhere. So you see the two fountains. Yeah, it opens and closes. It's been shut for quite some time. There's something to do with the fountains were leaking or something like that, and it was dangerous to the public. But yeah, it's supposed to be there. And the other is the old bull. They still call it the old bull. But that's the statue there of Evan Pierce. He was a doctor, something to do with the cholera epidemic, and in this part here, it's weird when you go through here. It goes quiet, although you can hear a bit of someone drilling and what have you. But it's a strange place when you come into this area. It's very peaceful. You hear the birds singing and stuff like that. And then you go through that half and you hear all the noise of the cars and stuff. So anyway, obviously, basically, that's probably haunted, this place as well. Everywhere I go to is haunted. Right, I'll keep going. There's a Lidl, or Lidl. I don't think anyone knows how to pronounce it properly, but anyway, that's where it's supposed to be, the access point there of this tunnel. Does it exist? Who knows? So yeah, anyway, keep going. Yeah, so I hope this is focusing. Try and get across the road without getting run over. Yeah, that was the first access point. It's the Evan Pierce Memorial Garden. And the second access point is well, I call it the old bull, but it's the Guildhall Tavern. So I do all my own stunts. Across the road without getting run over. Yeah, the Guildhall Tavern. But it was the old Bull Hotel, and I used to go there drinking. I used to know the lad, Jeremy. He was the son of the owner. I can't remember his father's name. But his father, I won't go into it, but yeah, I used to hang around a lot there in the when it was the Bull. Just have some laughs there. Yeah, and it's I'm trying to think of his father's name now. I can't think of it. But yeah, so I was there, and there is an actual well inside, and they reckon that's where the second access point is in this famous tunnel. Then it heads up direct line to the castle. But as I say, it's a tale, it's a myth, a legend. Does it exist? No one knows, but everyone seems to talk about it. How are you? You right? Fame. They say, oh, that Denby Vids fella's out and about again, yapping away to a camera. And I've said it once, I'll say it again. Just down there. This is Vale Street, the busiest and the grand. Oh, that's shut. Didn't notice that before. That's closed. Probably going to get done up for flats. Yeah, just down there. And turn right, and then bear left. Well, go across Park Street. And you come to the Goblin Tower. I had to mention that, didn't I? That's haunted as well. Just in case I never mentioned it. Cheers. Yeah, so anyway, that's the legend of the tunnel. Anyway, Chemist is just here. And the life and soul of the party in this place. I tell you, God, they're miserable. See what sort of mood they're in today. So I'll get the prescription and then I'll make my way back down then. Ah, it's got quiet now, so anyway, get the prescription, I'll see you in a minute.
It's fine. Not that we know of yet.
Got there eventually. Prescription wasn't ready. Tell you what, hopeless in that place. You always got to wait. I give them 7 days or something like that, and it was early last week, and it still wasn't ready. So anyway, there's the post office lane, the bell. That's Post Office Lane, a lane that never ever has had a post office. So, and the bell on the corner for the old days when you used to cut the corner and you just hit the wall. And the old Hawk here, the old Hawk and Buckle, was the pub, and they've kept the sign. The old Hawk and the Buckle is flat. It's that shut years and years ago. But yeah, the old Hawk, a few pints in that place, and they had a cockpit, cockfighting pit in the back of that, and they dismantled it brick by brick or stone by stone, and they took it up to St Fagans. It's like a historical museum. So yeah, right, head my way back down now, back down Vale Street. Yeah, as I say, you have to bear with me with the this camera. It's not that good quality. Sometimes it doesn't even focus properly. But I just use it for these vlogs and stuff like that. But yeah, as you can see, Lidl, or Lidl, whatever it is you pronounce it, when it was Summerfield, when they were building Summerfield, oh yeah, give us away. Yeah, when it was building Summerfield, I supplied, well, I didn't supply the bricks, but I supplied nearly everything else when they were building that. When I was up in Blackthorn, I was there and running another builder's merchants. I supplied nearly everything, all the fittings, fixtures, doors and timber and stuff. I never supplied the bricks, nearly everything else to build that place. God, it's busy now. I was just saying earlier on how quiet it was. But yeah, it's like I say, when they were building, it started off as Summerfield, so you get across, do all my own stunts. Yeah, supplied everything there. Blackthorn, I was in. My very first job was on the Quicks here, just around the corner. Quick Save, which was BMS Motor Spares. And then I went to Rill then. I was the assistant manager in Rill. Great fun in Rill. I've done some videos, so it's going back a few years now. I called it the Madhouse or something like that. Me, Simon and Bert. I tell you what, some laughs in that place. More so in Rill than Denby. Because all this lot here, Aldi and all that wasn't here. It was just a Quick Save, but in the Quicks it had like a newsagent and liquor save and a little furniture shop and a butcher's and a pet shop and a little bakery, like cafe type bakery and stuff. That was all in the, right in the far distance there. It's Home Bargains now, but that was the Quick Save, and BMS was at the front. Barker's Tyres was next door. It's my very first job, that, 1979, straight from school. More or less, literally straight from school, went straight into work. But yeah, then I went on to running builders merchants and stuff like that. Yeah, Lidl's, Lidl or whatever it is. It was Summerfield when they were actually building it. It was the old biscuit factory. Going back years, I just about remember the biscuit factory. I don't remember when it was up and running. I remember there was an asbestos scare when they were pulling it down. They had to get specialists in and sealed the area off and stuff, you know, with the asbestos. I remember that. But yeah, when they knocked it down, then a building, Summerfield supplied nearly everything. Yeah, good bit of business there, but just after them vans there, just about make out Home Bargains. That's where the Quicks was, and that's actually roughly where BMS was. So yeah, my very first job, that's a laugh. In rail especially, if I had a video camera, especially in rail, I could, you know, do stuff like, you know, Candid Camera. A lot of you of a certain age will remember that series. They used to have hidden cameras, it was called Candid Camera. Smile, you're on Candid Camera. That's going back to the 70s, I think that. Car coming behind me now, but yeah. And we used to do all sorts of stuff. We used to pretend to be a store detective. We used to have a paper bag and cut eye holes out and write store detective on the front. We used to follow people around the shop, people trying to do their shopping. And we'd be there, standing behind them, and they'd be there looking like that. And we used to glue, we used to get £1 coin, or 50 pences and stuff. And we used to glue them to the floor. There used to be people like that, they looked, they spotted it. Some would put their foot on it, like that, they'd bend down, they'd look around to see if anyone's looking. They'd quickly bend down, they're trying to pull it off the floor and stuff. Oh, I tell you what, we used to have some laughs with the customers. So yeah, if I had a camera in them days, that'd have to be a laugh. Right, just cut through, joining onto the railroad now. So yeah, it's nice to meet Spencer. Spencer Goes Walking. If you want to check out his channel, if you like your walking videos, he does a lot of that. Yeah, and he was telling me he's doing the Lake District, and I think he said, I can't remember when he said he's going to do it now, but it's over 100 mile anyway. But I've done Offers Dyke. It's going back, oh, many moons, and I did that in, I think it was 14 days. It was 170 mile, but that's with a full backpack and stuff like that. I was pretty, you know, into my long distance walking, but I use a bivvy bag, and Spencer, he was saying, oh no, I can't use one of them, and a lot of people can't, but I don't mind the old bivvy bag. Whoa, straight across. Yeah, Gore-Tex, I've got a couple of Gore-Tex bivvy bags. You zip yourself in. It's like sleeping in a glorified bin bag, but I don't mind it. But a lot of people, they can't use them. The beauty of that, you can just, wherever you are, you can just drop down, get yourself zipped up and have a nice kip. You don't have to worry about a pitch for the tent and stuff like that. So, right. So I think I'll end this video here. I'm more or less back now. And just coming back to when I started, the Allawullia farm. I remember the farm there, like I say, when they're knocking it down, all the rats are fleeing, they're all going in your bins and stuff like that. But yeah, so anyway, thanks for watching. As I say, I do every so often on my treks of being a carer, and it's prescription time today. So I do one of these vlogs every so often. So thanks for joining me, as always. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again.